All right. In his 6th season as the head football coach, of course, at Howard is Larry Scott. It is, tell you what, it's MEAC Football Media Day here at M&T Bank Stadium, home of the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore, Maryland. What's going on, Coach Scott?
I'm doing great, man. It's a great day, great event, great venue. You can't complain.
Absolutely. It's good to see you in person again.
Yeah.
Tell me about the 2020. What's the off season been like in terms of after the 2024 in preparation for 2020?
Yeah, I think it's been for us, it's been a hard reset. Hard reset after coming out of, obviously coming off a championship year, and then to kind of stub our toe and have the type of year we had last year. When you go back and you evaluate it, right? You go back and reflect. So right away in January, so first thing I did, right after we got through the holidays, I was like, okay, let's go back and reflect on what we did. You go by game, and then there's specific plays and times and moments in games where you can pinpoint right where they went wrong or right where it turned. And a lot of it was, young guys being acclimated to playing the game and playing the game in critical situations and sometimes making mistakes that we weren't good enough at that time to overcome. So what do we need to do to attack that? Well, obviously we need to bolster the roster a little bit, build some depth up front, get back to where we feel really good about how we do things in the trenches and on the O&D lines and the way that we like to play a physical style, run the football style of football. And so, we got back and we made sure we addressed that. We needed to be a smarter football team and get these younger guys with a sense of urgency, some football 101, and get their knowledge base of what it is that we do and why we do the things that we do quickly. So we went back and we attacked that, from a work standpoint and from getting the work done that we needed to get done. And both on the field and in the classroom and those things, we got bigger, we got stronger, we got faster. We recruited really well. We added some grad pieces that would come in and help kind of accent, add some accessories to some of the things that we already have, and we put this roster together, brick by brick, and these guys attacked it. And the thing that came out of it was just the level of accountability that they have peer to peer now, and it's really becoming what you want is a really strong player-led team by really good athletes, by really good leaders, men that are learning how to lead, and then holding each other to a high standard in that leadership and that permeating through your young players. So just a much more experienced team that's more accountable and detail oriented, and I think people are going to be happy with the product that we put out on the field this year.
Very well said. I remember Jashawn Scroggins early. I don't believe he was your starter last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he was.
He was the starter last year, but he came on strong. He was an HBCU National Player of the Week early on in the year last year. Yep. So speak to him and the progression you feel like he'll make for the 2025 season.
I think it's, obviously he had his ups and his downs, right? Yeah. He had his ebb and flows, but such as when you're a young quarterback and the first time you've ever played meaningful football in college, and you take those years, right? You go through the ups and downs of what's happening, and you learn from them, and that's what he is. He's a quick learner, quick processor. He understood what he needed to do to get better. From a standpoint of not just physically and on the field and throwing mechanics and all those things, but what he needed to do to be a better leader as the presumed leader of the program and at that position. So I've seen him grow more as a person, which has led to his growth physically and mentally too as well. So, and the impact that he's having on our team and our program right now and leading. And then, we brought in some guys to create some competition around that position that, when you have a guy that's built that way, you expect the best to come up out, to show up. And hopefully we'll get the best out of him in training camp, and it'll be a really competitive deal to see who that guy's going to be. But I expect Jashawn to be right there, in his development and be pushing to be the guy again.
Got to ask you. I'm a Washingtonian. My father's a Howard Hall of Famer. I understand Howard a little bit from an outsider perspective. But I guess the point I'm getting at is you've been able to build this program where other coaches have not been able to build the program as much, even though it's in the nation's capital. It is Howard University. Can you speak to just talk about how you've been able to kind of do that and have the success? I know last year wasn't what you wanted to be, but the year before was pretty good. Yeah. Even the year before that wasn't bad. So can you just speak to being able to build this program?
I think it's just the passion that we talk about having in the program, right? You obviously got to love what you do. I don't get up one day and think I'm going to work. I get up every day and I get to go be the head coach at Howard University. I get to do something that I love doing. I get to be around young minds and young people all day long. So I think it's a family-oriented, fun passion that we put into it of being, the best at everything that we do. And when I hire coaches, that's one of the first things I do. I don't look at what their acumen or their resume says. Tell me about you, the person. Tell me about your why. Tell me about why you want to do this and why Howard and why would you want to be here in this environment. We're surrounded by excellence day in and day out. And that's an expectation that we got to carry, that we want to carry. And I want our young men to understand that comes with a big, awesome responsibility, and that one that we don't take, for lightly. And that's why we're going to win, and we'll win games on the field, because it'll all translate, right? You choose, when you're a winner, you choose to win at everything that you do. And whether that's going to school, where you dress, the way you carry yourself, the please and thank you, the way you appreciate people doing things for you, all of those things are winning attributes to help you win football games. So, that's kind of just what we do. We take a day-by-day, process-driven mindset and mentality about everything that we do being a winner, and therefore it translates right to the field, and winning football games will take care of itself.
And then speak to some of your defensive guys you're expecting to step up. Sean Fields, one of those guys, but some of the other guys you're expecting to step up.
Well, for us, I think, Noah Miles returning as an all-conference type of guy up front, Jason Seraphin, and then, you add some transfers like Keon Mitchell, and you get C.J. Wesley back, guys, and then our linebacker group I'm very excited about, with Cam Dyson returning, Judah Majimsky's who's here with us right now, who was a former walk-on in our program that earned a scholarship and has been a tremendous player and kind of the heart and soul of not only just our defense right now, but probably our program. Judah's one of those guys that when he speaks, it's like E.F. Hutton, everybody stops and they listen, because everybody respects him and the work that he's put in and the passion that he has for this program and his team. So excited about that whole defensive front seven, and then to have all of these young guys that have had to sit behind, the Robert Jones, the Kenny Gallups, the Xavier Rubios and stuff like that of the world, and kind of slow cook and develop. And now it's their turn, and they've been slow cooking. They're bigger, they're stronger, they're faster. They learn from a good group of guys, and now it's their season and their time to step up and showcase their talents. So I'm excited about a lot of guys and a host of guys on defense, and that's what I talk to our guys about all the time. I want to play a lot of guys on defense, and that's the way that you build a good, solid defense, and being able to play a lot of guys, and also that helps prepare us for what we know that's coming on the back end, which will be conference play, that a lot of guys are ready to go. So I'm truly excited about what we got defensively.
Okay, appreciate it, Coach Scott.
All right, thank you, brother.
Got it.
Appreciate you.
Okay.